So the ABC Murders, did you enjoy it, Mum?
No, I tried to, and I
Well,
tried
you were
to
the reason
enjoy
we watched them
him.
all.
And I was making excuses for him all through the first one. Thought it could be slow for a reason. Thought he could be slow for a reason. And then second one was slightly better.
Yeah.
And by the end of this one tonight, I thought it was the biggest load of rubbish I have ever seen in my life. Looked gorgeous. Nothing else.
We didn't give a shit
We didn't
about
care
Hercule
about
Poirot's
anyone.
origins.
I didn't care about anyone.
If I saw that flashback of the field one more time, I don't know. You know,
Without context,
and then
what's
it was
a flashback?
ridiculous.
Exactly.
Without context, you don't care about a flashback.
No, don't care.
It was pointless. The best character in it was, what's the name of the actress that we all like with the squeaky voice, who was the landlady?
Shirley Henderson.
She was the best thing in it. She what?
Shirley Jackson.
She was the best thing in it.
She was well, actually, to be fair, the suspected murderer was very good as well. He was really good.
Yeah, no, he was. He was very
It
good.
was incredibly difficult.
What do you
his
think of
part.
why do you think John Malkovich has done this? Why did they employ
It's
John Malkovich?
just classic John Malkovich. He just puffed up with self-importance.
Do you think?
Thinks
Well,
he's
he
better
always
than he
say-
is.
Yeah, except that sometimes he doesn't. He always says he's shit. He says he can't act for tuppence, but
Does
nobody. He always says that,
Oh, well,
but people
good.
don't care. He said he just goes along and does whatever he likes.
But it felt like he had about 18 words. I know it's not
No,
all about the
no.
words you've got. But
No,
I mean,
but
when you're a detective and
You've
you
gotta
have to
say
detect,
some.
you've got to say something. I mean, he
Oh
sort
my
of sat
God, it was
opposite
like-
people for great
it
long
was-
years of just sort of looking at each other.
It was like Cluedo. It was.
It
so
was.
bad.
For saying they sent it up at the beginning, it's just ridiculous. I didn't care about any of them. And then the actual murderer?
yeah.
What
Oh,
an elaborate
he suddenly-
nonsense.
Who was the actual murderer? For a minute, I've forgotten. Oh yeah, that guy.
But I mean,
guy
so
with the
what?
funny
It just
chest
happened
hair.
From
I mean,
Buchan.
come on. Who is ever going to stitch someone up that much
Also, well, to believe
in such a complicated way?
yes, but to believe even
so
that for a
elaborate.
second, you had to believe the backstory for Hercule Poirot and that he loved him and been following him. He set it all up to.
But he only set that up at the end.
Exactly, and so I'm just wondering whether when she wrote the book, maybe she wrote it at the end of the Hercule Poirot thing, and people would have been following all
Yes.
these novels. and then,
it feel like the end
Oh
of
no,
the
I think
series.
that,
yeah.
no, I think that's absolutely it. But that's what I mean. Unless you're invested in Hercule Poirot,
That's what I mean.
It should say at the beginning. Unless you're invested in Hercule
Poirot.
Poirot,
Poirot.
do not watch this because
Yeah.
you won't give a flying banana.
But I think maybe nobody who produced or directed or wrote the script knew that either. So what they gave us was
well, I think
the
somebody
ABC
should have investigated it.
Well, I do, but I mean, I don't. You know,
But it was badly written.
it wasn't
The
written
script
at all.
was awful.
Dreadful.
I'm assuming the story's pretty shit.
Well, yes, but at least if it was the end of a long thing, is what I'm saying. I'm not defending Agatha Christie.
I think it's very
or
disappointing
anything
because
like
clearly this is the BBC's big Christmas
Yeah,
offering. This
I
is
know,
the 3
and that's
hours,
what the
which is why
scary
we're
thing-
reviewing it. I mean, to be honest, we would have given up on this. You know.
Yeah.
Well, your mum wouldn't let us.
You wouldn't let us give up. No.
I said to you
Our
in the first
instincts
half
were
hour of
right.
episode 1, this
Yeah,
is
they
shit.
were. Well,
I'm a big fan of John. I am a big fan of John
yeah.
Malkovich. You know, I mean, I know he can often not do a lot, but he can. When he thing about John Malkovich and his performances is when he loses his anger, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
And he didn't lose anything here.
he didn't appear on the
Ruffled.
set.
He just kept
stayed at
shuffling
home in
around with
France
a big
in his
slab of a
chateau.
bald head. So would you recommend it, Nat?
No.
No.
If I had to mark it out of
No,
10,
if
I'd
you
give
like
it-
Agatha
What were you
Christie,
saying a
if
minute
you
ago?
like Hercule
Poirot.
Poirot.
then yeah, you're probably going to like it.
But you started to mount a defence
No, but
while she
you
was
would-
sorting out
yes,
Kiki's
no, you
headache.
did.
What was
You
it
said-
you were about
Well,
to
I
say?
was saying that I suppose.
Oh my God,
can't remember what
this
it
is
was.
like John Malkovich delivering his lines.
It is.
Great,
We both-
enormous
Mark and I both
pauses.
like-
Well, I suppose for Agatha, it
Why are
was
we on first name terms with her?
Agas.
Because
I
you
like
know,
that.
ABC murders.
I mean, we're saying there's not a lot of writing in it, but I suppose if you think about it, it is
Back in the
a
day.
complex idea that, and the actual really best bit of it was that the suspected murderer suspected himself
Yeah,
Yes,
well, actually,
that's a
if you
nice
put it
because
like
of
touch.
that, if
having
you put it
these
like that.
fits, and so that was interesting. So when you think back to when the nasty landlady's daughter said to him, "Oh, you're the murderer, aren't you?" And he went, "I'm not. I don't want to be a beast."
Yeah.
And we were all, that obviously means he's done it. But actually, of course, he thought he was doing
Yeah.
it because just so happened
He woke
that
up
every
next to
time
her.
he murdered somebody, he had a fit.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Was he giving him something to make him have a fit?
That's what I want to ask. Am I right to assume that every time the guy with the dodgy chest hair, who was finally the murderer,
Yeah.
every time he planned on murdering someone, he arranged for our man having epileptic fits to be in the same vicinity in the same building and to have a fit at the very time that he just murdered? That's ludicrous, even
Well, I
in
don't-
Agatha Christie,
I don't
even
think
from
it-
Agatha's point of view.
I don't think. I think that was just in the toilets, that one, because he wasn't in the garden.
Well, who murdered the others then?
Well, he was in the one with the very first murder. He went
Yeah.
into the shop with the tights.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he did.
It's all very... I mean, that's just ridiculous, trying to time... I mean, imagine timing a murder to someone
Mind
else's
you, he didn't
fit.
time with the pretty girl, did he?
No,
He
and,
didn't have a fit there.
and also he didn't have a fit with the man in the garden.
At one
I mean,
point, you did say that you mounted one last desperate sort of exhalation of defence
for Malcolm.
for the whole show, where you said maybe they're trying to justify something. I mean,
Did I?
No, but then
Yeah.
even when John Malkovich spoke French, it sounded awful. And your defence was, he lives in France, it can't be awful.
You think he's done the whole project to pay for his chateau?
Yeah, if he's shatter in France. He wouldn't like to hear that
Let's-
he can't speak French.
John
He's
Malcolm-
very-
oh, God.
That's where he is a snob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loathed pretty much
All of it.
and I was hooked by the thought that it might have been a woman.
Yes.
He got me at
Yeah.
that point.
Well, and there was,
I
there
want
was
to
a
know
moment
something.
in that
What
where I
happened with
thought,
the fat woman?
Yes, what happened to the
Exactly.
sister? Why
What was
was
all
she
that
looking at
in-depth
everything?
upset at the end?
yes.
What the hell was that about?
Because she was going to have to marry the man that she wanted to marry that the sister didn't want.
Oh, God.
Do we give a shit?
No.
No, nobody did. Least of all, John Malkovich.
John
I mean,
Malkovich didn't seem too bothered about any of it.
No, he didn't. He gave him his breakfast and then just stood there for hours looking at us.
Looking at us. What
Oh,
about
it's
Rupert Grint? He's sort of like, his character had nothing
But
to
he
do.
just looked like the kid from Harry Potter trying to be a grown-up.
Detective.
They gave him a coat and a hat. He's like, he got it from bloody Central Props.
What was the
Yeah.
phrase he kept saying? It's a phrase when the police are chasing somebody and it was just from
Oh.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a fair
dear.
cop.
Fair cop.
It's a fair cop. Did you say I was a good
Anyway,
guy?
do we really have to waste one more minute of our
No,
life?
we're
on
going to
this?
wrap this up right now. Rubbish.
Absolute rubbish.
Big thumbs down.
Yeah.
Big
It's a
disappointment.
shame.
That was
we
our
were-
Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's a shame because you
Disappointing.
insisted we watch it, Mum.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't.
You did.
Well,
It's
you
all
got-
your fault.
3 hours we'll never get back.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
put my thumb.
Oh, you should have given us better, John Malkovich. Oh God, you might hear this. He might invite me to his chateau.
Well, he won't
And
now.
kill you.